Hello everyone, welcome to Family Home Evening. Today I wanted to share a lesson I learned while serving as a missionary. I had been in Paraguay for about 5 months and I felt like I had a pretty good handle on the area. Thought I was getting pretty good at being a missionary too. But the one question that kept hanging on my mind and heart was, where are the results? We worked hard, but we never seemed to have anything to show for it. I hate that kind of nagging question, especially when it's a reasonable doubt. I had been working hard, keeping the rules, studying constantly, trying to follow the Spirit, doing everything I should. So why did we always have so few people in church, and especially so very few baptisms? Now we did have 3 baptisms since I had been there, all of whom were at least partly active. 2 of them were even beginning to invite their friends to meet with us. Way cool converts. But still, only 3, scattered across 5 months' time. Maybe I should have been more grateful for those 3, since there are plenty of missionaries who go their whole missions without baptizing that many. But what bothered me was I knew several bad missionaries who were more successful than I was. They would sleep in, go to the movies, flirt with girls, take vacations around the country and even into Argentina and Brazil, but they would still somehow regularly baptize more than 3 people every month. I don't get how that works, and it got under my skin. So my companion and I made a special effort that week to complete all of our daily goals every day of the week. After all, the Lord, through His prophets and through our mission president, has promised that as we do strive to complete all the goals and push and stretch ourselves even further, He will bless us to be able to get more people to come to church, become converted, and be baptized. We sorely needed those sorts of blessings. So on Monday, we began pushing really hard to plan better, teach better, work harder, and follow the Spirit better. And immediately we began to see the blessings from it. We found several good new investigators, and we got all the lessons we needed despite losing about 2 days of work due to a late P-Day and a long zone conference, as well as the days getting shorter as winter approached. We were able to drop a bunch of uncommitted investigators and spend more time with ones who were actually progressing. We had several people who had agreed to go to church with us, and even a few baptismal dates set. And I was having fun. But Sundays on the mission are different than a normal Sunday. So much of how you feel about the day depends on investigators who do or don't make it to church. And never does everybody we want to come actually show up. A couple maybe, but never the majority of people committed to attend, and never all the ones we really wanted to come. I don't know why not. I often satisfied myself that going to a new church is a big deal which nobody treats as seriously as missionaries do. But still, after so much divine help and so many blessings during the week, I didn't understand how so many promises could just fall apart like that. Because of our obedience and diligence, we should have seen some sort of blessings coming, but I was seeing very little help where it mattered most: church attendance. In a zone conference 6 weeks before, the mission president asked us to ask ourselves, what more can I consecrate to the Lord? So during the time since then, I tried to focus more on some little things I could do better on, such as the area book, exercising every day, and more effective study and planning. But now 6 weeks later, I still found myself asking, where are the blessings when we need them most? Gradually the question changed in my mind from what more can I consecrate to the Lord to what more does the Lord want me to consecrate? Was He looking for something in particular? Was I lacking something? I didn't understand why my offering seemed not to have been accepted, as if I were just beating my head against the wall and not going anywhere. What more did the Lord want from me? So then we had zone conference again. The mission president spoke about the stripling warriors from the Book of Mormon, and especially the qualities and characteristics they had which qualified them for the great miracles that they experienced. On the chalkboard, we compiled a huge list of the traits, qualities, and descriptions which were applied to the 2,000 sons of Helaman in Alma chapters 53 and 56 through 58. I noticed as the missionaries in the class were calling out these qualities as they found them, that most of them were things like they were firm, steadfast, immovable, undaunted, diligent, strictly obedient, and completely true and faithful in all things. Of course, I had taken my question with me to zone conference. What do you want me to consecrate? As I pondered these things that I learned about the Ammonite youth, and as I continued into the next class and throughout the day, gradually an answer came back. Everything. I want you to consecrate everything. I thought about that for a while. What was I holding back? Then a phrase popped into my head that took me by surprise. Just keep your head down. It wasn't like hearing a voice, but it reminded me of my high school football coach. I remembered the summer of 2007 when my tiny high school had just gotten together our first ever tackle football team and we began practicing. The very first drills we did in those early practices were lineman drills. We didn't even touch a ball for the first couple of weeks. Everyone on the team got down in two lines facing each other, as if on opposite sides of the line of scrimmage, and at the whistle, slammed into each other as hard as we could. We practiced various blocking moves, but for the most part we didn't move forward at all. Just dug in and pushed with all that we had. If you looked up to see where the ball was, the other guy could push you around and you'd ruin the play. Linemen have to keep their whole focus on their own job. They have to keep their heads down. Now, I played linebacker. My job was to hang out behind the line and pound whoever had the ball, and sometimes rush through the line and try to take out the quarterback. I was supposed to be a playmaker. Slamming into some meathead and not going anywhere had nothing to do with being a linebacker. Linebackers run the show on defense. But during those first several practices, I wasn't a linebacker yet. First, I had to learn about and experience the foundation of the team, how to keep hitting hard every time, how to not get distracted looking for the ball when it wasn't my job, how to find and use every bit of energy I had to help the team, how to keep my head down. The linemen are not the playmakers, but the entire rest of the team depends on their guys up front who are willing to keep giving everything, every time, despite not moving anywhere. I realized then that as a missionary trying to do the best I could, the Lord does recognize my efforts and faith, and He will not let them go to waste. Sometimes it's difficult to see the purpose in it, but I knew that even when I wasn't getting anywhere myself, so long as I kept digging in and hitting hard every time, I was helping someone else make the play. I realized it's okay to be a lineman. If I do everything I can to spread the restored gospel, even if I only reach 3 people myself, somehow my faith and efforts will enable someone to make big gains. I should never judge my success or failure as a playmaker when where I am needed is the line. And I hope someday I'll get to be the linebacker, but for now I just have to consecrate everything and keep my head down. Thanks for joining me again for Family Night. I know that one got a little personal, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any idea why disobedient missionaries seem to do so well while those of us who try so hard to do it right don't have the same luck, please tell me in the comments section. And if you don't know either, you're still welcome to like and subscribe to show your support of this little project of mine. But as always, thanks for being here and have a great week.